You're right. You know I gotta admit it. You're right. No reason to complain. Don't be tonight. And even if we can't, still won't make tonight. You wasting mine. Easy right now, but you wasn't right now. Easy drunk right now. You know I gotta admit it. I don't care right now. Pull your hair right now. Tryna beat it right now. You know I gotta admit it. You gon' give it up. You know I gotta admit it. You gon' give it up. Don't you understand? You gon' give it up. Don't you know I gotta admit it. You gon' give it up. Don't you understand?
What's going on, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Please hit the like button. Sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also, hit the notifications to get all of my content and all of my videos. All right. Now, salute to the whole entire Lions Den basketball as well as boxing community, and salute to all of the people that rock with me. Um, I want to say happy holidays to everybody that celebrates the holiday season, and just be sure that y'all are safe in whatever y'all do, and happy holidays to everybody and their families as well. Of course, we got a lot of NBA. We got some football that's gonna be happening too. Um, but we got a lot of NBA that's gonna be happening over the course of today and the next few days, but mainly today. What's up with it, Steven? Merry Christmas, man. Um, Now, before I get the video started, man, let me give a shout out to two brothers that have already kind of touched on this. I touched on this a while back, but I didn't really go too deep into it. Um, but I have kind of been following the situation um, pretty closely. Let me give a shout out to the brother who is Hendo. I was on his channel earlier. Shout out to who is Hendo. He was covering the game. Um, what's up with it, the real? I see you in here, man. Happy holidays to you too, man. Um, as well as the family. And I also want to give a shout out to the brother Two Raw for TV. If you're not sub to their channel, definitely go sub to their platforms. Um, they were the first ones to dive into it. Well, they were talking about the Jimmy Butler situation. Um, Here's the reason why Jimmy Butler does not uh, want to be in uh, in Miami anymore. Okay, now I want people to understand that Jimmy Butler, despite some of the things that you may hear about him, man, he's an extremely hard worker, and he's no nonsense when it comes to his competitiveness. Okay, I know the obvious thing that people really talk about is the situation that happened between allegedly that happened between him and Rachel Nichols in the bubble, which I mean is really not a big deal. I don't understand why people make shit like that, an extremely big deal, but it is what it is. Um, if it happened, it happened. If it didn't, it didn't. But besides that, Jimmy Butler has done everything right as a professional. Okay, there are some things about him that you do you kind of look at and you'll be like, I don't know about that. But besides that, he's been a fierce competitor, and that's who he is. He's led this franchise to not only an Eastern Conference final, but two finals appearances. They weren't able to get the job done. Uh, but what you have to understand is that Jimmy has been playing through injuries. Okay, he's played through injuries, which you got to give him credit for. And on top of that, he's dealt with family situations, particularly when it comes to the death of his father. What's up? What's up, NJ? I see you in here. Um, Having said all of that, we know how Pat Riley is. If you don't know how Pat Riley is a fierce competitor himself. Pat Riley is no nonsense. Pat Riley, um, he's about structure. He's about organization. But more importantly, uh, he's about having his players fall in line. His players and the people that are within his organization, especially with the Miami Heat organization. Well, in May, um, Jimmy Butler, he had came out, and this was after their first round loss. Okay, and he basically said that, um, in the May press conference, if he was playing, that they would have beat Boston and they would have beat New York. And he was like, damn sure New York. And of course, Pat Riley frowned upon that, and he was basically saying that Jimmy Butler should have kept quiet, and he shouldn't have said anything. You know, um, Jimmy Butler felt the way about that. And ever since then, it's kind of been downhill ever since. Uh, Now, whose side am I on? In in a case like this, in a case like this, um, I would have to go with Pat Riley. Um, Now, I'm not mad at Jimmy Butler for what he did. That's just him being a competitor. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not like, oh, Jimmy, you should have shut your mouth and nothing like that. No, not at all. Because I mean, we don't know what would have took place. But as a competitor, Jimmy Butler, being an alpha and everything, I'm pretty sure that he felt some sort of way, and ever since then, it's been downhill. But I do feel like Jimmy Butler has a right to talk within the organization. We're talking about a guy that's played through injury. What's up, Ted? I see you in here, man. Happy holidays to you, man. I'm up in here cooking. We're cooking on Jimmy Butler, and we're telling you. And for those of y'all that don't know, Jimmy Butler, according to reports, according to Sharania, also who is Hendo, he reported it first, and Two Raw jumped on it too as well. Okay. I don't know. I saw who was Hendo first, but then I also saw Two Raw. But I give the nod to both of those fellas. But they reported it first. Um, but he wants out of Miami by February 6th, by the trade deadline. Okay, he wants out of there. The possible destinations are Golden State, Phoenix. I'm hearing the Dallas Mavericks. Um, and I'm also hearing the Rockets too as well. Of course, uh, he he is from Texas, and now how it will work out, I don't know. He's averaging. I think Jimmy Butler is averaging about 18. I think at 18.7 or something like that. Um, for the most part, the Miami Heat have had to kind of, in a lot of instances, live life without Jimmy Butler in a lot of instances or whatnot because of his injuries that he's had. And like I said, I don't knock Jimmy Butler um for him, sitting out or anything like that, because it's not a situation that is similar to Joel Embiid. If he's played through injuries, he's played through stuff that's been broken. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in the finals, and still was able to, lead the charge. So you're not going to hear me get on here and talk down on Jimmy Butler at all. And a lot of people they sit up here and they have to question if Jimmy Butler is a superstar. Jimmy Butler is a superstar. He is a superstar. That's why this report, that's coming out right now. Everybody is on edge to see where he could possibly land. When you add a healthy Jimmy Butler, man, you said Rockets and Warriors would be a good fit for Butler. I think the Rockets would be. Um, I think either the Rockets or even possibly the Mavericks. But at the same time, I don't know about the Mavericks though. Let me tell you my problem with particularly the Warriors and the Mavericks. For one, with the Warriors, I could see him and Coach Kerr kind of bumping heads. It's going to depend on if he could run into to run um in Coach Kerr's system. Um, it's it's a lot of movement. Now, don't get me wrong. In Miami, they they play they play a up tempo style, whatever. But the Warriors, they're really up tempo. They've changed a few things. I think Curry had went on record and said that they're adapting. They've had to adapt to new personnel and stuff like that. Uh, but it would kind of fill a void because you have a defender now, and you have a defender that was on the level of a Klay Thompson. Let's just call it what it is. When you think of Jimmy Butler, you think of him as a two-way player. Butler, don't complain. He just plays the game. Exactly. He's no nonsense. You know he, he's a guy. He's a guy, man, that is gonna sit. That's gonna set the tone not only on offense but as well as on defense too. The only thing that's been Jimmy Butler's problem is health. Now with the Houston Rockets, just to get back to my point that I was saying, I think it would be a good fit. Ime Udoka, he runs that type of style that I think Jimmy Butler would like. Houston is in the mix of being one of the top teams. I think the last time I checked, I think Houston was number 4 in the West, if I'm not mistaken. At one point, they were toggling. They were like between the top 5 or something like that, man. But I know that the Houston Rockets are a very competitive team, and they have a chance to make the playoffs. Not no play in. They have a chance to actually make the playoffs. So adding a guy like Jimmy Butler, you add a veteran presence. You add not only a veteran presence, you add experience. You add experience um, in terms of being in the finals, in terms of being deep in the playoffs. I could see him motivating a guy like Jalen Green. I could see him motivating a guy like a Fred Van Fleet who's already been to the championship. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, Fred Van Fleet, he has one up on Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, Jimmy Butler has been to the final. Ime Udoka has been to the final. He has actually had championship hardware with the Spurs, and he knows championship ball. So you put all of those minds together, I think that would be a good thing. But like you on point with that, Stephen. He he doesn't complain. He just goes out there and he plays his game. Um, but like I said, man, the only problem with Jimmy Butler that I got, man, is him staying healthy. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like, okay, I'm sitting here saying, oh yeah, you know, you can't stay healthy or nothing like that. Injuries do happen, and in the case like Jimmy Butler, I don't get mad at him because he, if he feels like he could walk on it, he'll play. What would the Rockets have to give up to get Butler? I don't know. That's tricky. You got to think about it. They signed two of their guys in the off season. Um, you know, they extended you know, they got Green, and on top of that, you know, Jalen Green, he got his money too. You know, so they dished out a lot of money, and you know, they of course they got Reed Shepard uh in the draft. So I think that the Houston Rockets, man, they're kind of probably like, it would be a risk if they're taking it because they're doing so good right now, man. Like, you know, Houston is doing so good, and it's no knock on Jimmy Butler, but I'm like, and a lot of people were like, yeah, well, why don't you? I think last year or something, Steven, they were talking about bringing Embiid over there or something like that, and I'm like, why would you bring a guy over there? He would probably disrupt what you have going. You're bringing a veteran in there. A lot of veterans, they tend to be disgruntled. I'm not saying that Jimmy Butler is going to be disgruntled or anything like that. But remember when he went over there to Minnesota and all those guys were young with Wiggins and Carl Anthony Towns. All them guys were, you know, all them guys over there were young, and he was trying his best to get them to play tough and stuff like that. And he kind of, you know, they were they didn't know how to handle that. They didn't know how to handle that. And I'm not saying maybe he could go over there and he could motivate them. He could motivate guys like Jalen Green, but Jalen Green's already motivated. He's one of the best two guards in the league right now. One of the best, you know, combo guards in the league. Um, and you know he can motivate, you know, a Green. He can motivate, you know, Reed Shepard. You know, a lot of these guys is on their roster or whatnot. You know, but also you got to look at the flip side. Would they be able to deal with the guy, you know, who has already been there and feels in his own right? You know, he should be a starter. He should have say so. He should have first dibs on stuff because then you have a dynamic right there. You have Fred Van Fleet. Well, hey, he'll be like, look, I'm a champion. You're not. You know, you might have that. It's many things that could take place. So it's kind of a risk reward type of thing when you talk about H Town and when you talk about Jimmy Butler going there. However, he'll be in Texas. You know, Texas is his home. Whether he's in Dallas, whether he's in H Town, whether he's in San Antonio, wherever. You know what I'm saying? He's in Texas. That's what we got to look at too. So I think right now at this point, man, a good fit for him would possibly be either uh, H Town. I'm thinking maybe Phoenix. I'm not 100% sure on Phoenix, but he did mention Phoenix. Can he, you know, would he be willing to play with Kevin Durant? I have a feeling that he would. Would he be able to deal with Budenholzer? Would he be able to deal with him? You know, I look at that. Um, that I think another thing I'm looking at too is you know, how long can Jimmy Butler hold up? You know, how long does he have? He's 35 years old and he's had a lot. He's had you know, quite a few injuries. You know what I'm saying? How long would he how long would he hold up? Hold on one second, y'all. What's up with it, Cypress? I see you in here. Um, I mean, yeah, at this high level, man, I gotta, I gotta agree. I gotta agree with the brother Cypress, man. Like, but he's a competitor. It's not like he's every time you turn around, he's hurt or anything like that because but playing hurt is not all that good either. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna give the smoke to Joel Embiid, I gotta to some extent give the smoke to Jimmy Butler, but the only difference is that Jimmy Butler has been more successful in what he's doing. Hey, there was even at one point, Cypress Steven, everybody up in here, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had debated on whether or not Jimmy Butler would be a good fit for Philly. Like, I'm gonna be real, okay? And a lot of people I might catch some slack for this, okay? I think Jimmy Butler would. What's up? I'm down to talk this because it involves my son. Wait, what, man? I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Salute to you, Sister Noble. What's up with it, beautiful? How you doing? You okay? Merry Christmas to you if you celebrate it, sweetie. All right, I'm gonna tell you. Well, y'all are in here a little late. You know what I'm saying. So let me give you the rundown. You said buckets um needs to go to a championship team. Um, Listen, this is the reason why. Okay, it this is all stemming back from last May. Okay, Sister Noble. Okay, this is what happened. Jimmy Butler, as you know, um, the the Miami Heat, they lost in the first round. Okay, and of course Jimmy Butler, he wasn't healthy. He came out on record since he wasn't playing, and he basically said at a press conference that if he was healthy, if he was healthy enough, he would have beat Boston, and he damn sure would have beat New York. Well, Pat Riley felt some way about that, and he basically said that you know you you don't need to be talking. You need to you, anybody that's not out there playing, they shouldn't be talking. And basically, he was basically telling Jimmy Butler to keep his mouth shut. And Jimmy Butler did not like that too well. Okay, he didn't. He wasn't too fond of that, and they have been bumping heads. And ever since then, it's been that friction or whatnot. And on top of that, I think Jimmy Butler felt some type of way because when his father was sick or whatnot, you know, a lot, the organization didn't really take that into account. Hold on one sec, y'all. You said I have not celebrated Christmas. Okay, I understand. I understand. But that's the main reason why. Now, as far as the extension is concerned, a lot of people are really thinking about that and stuff. But that's that leads me to my next point. He played. He was having a lot of situations that was going on. I remember he took some time off. Nobody knew where he was at and stuff like that. There was that situation that was going on. Well, his father was ill. You know what I'm saying? So that's another situation that we're not taking into account. And Jimmy Butler has basically said, Sister Noble, that he wants out of Miami by the trade deadline. Okay. Now, if any of y'all disagree with that, I'm willing to go ahead and talk about it. You can say what you want, and we could definitely cook on this. But Jimmy Butler would benefit a team if he's healthy. Okay, if he's healthy. If he's not healthy, it's not gonna really not really it like with Houston, it won't hurt them, nor will it hinder them because they're doing good right now. What's up with it, Kevin Cook? Salute to you, brother. I'll see you in here, man. Happy holidays to you. Nola Boy Sports and News. Make sure y'all go sub to the brother Nola James in the building, man. Salute to you. Yeah, if you're just coming in, Jimmy Butler of he wants out of Miami by the trade deadline, by the sixth. Listen, you got to put him on a contender. If and more often than none, the way that they're playing hardball right now, and the way that Pat Riley feels and everything, he does feel a type of way. But if I'm Pat Riley, though, Pat Riley has to be grateful for a guy like Jimmy Butler. He played when his father was ill, okay? He played through injuries. You look at a guy like Joel Embiid, who y'all praise and y'all give all this admiration to, and you say that Jimmy Butler is one of the, I'm sorry about that, Joel Embiid is one of the best in the game and all this other stuff. Jimmy Butler has been to two NBA finals. He's been to Eastern Conference finals. He's getting his team in. He's putting his team in position. Joel Embiid hasn't done that. Why am I bringing up Joel Embiid? Is because what's his name? Jimmy Butler doesn't make excuses. He just goes out there and play, and he's playing through injuries. He's played on stuff that's broken. Suns will be a perfect spot for him. Well, I mean, don't say that just because you're a Suns fan. You have to look at if he is a good fit. First and foremost, you said bye bye, let him go if he wants out. You're letting the guy like Jimmy Butler go, but you know what though, Nola, that's not really if okay, you got to think about it. Without Jimmy Butler, do they make those finals? If they don't have Jimmy Butler, are y'all even in position to do what you do? And then if you go to Phoenix, that's another cook in the kitchen. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I didn't even like with Dallas. That's another cook in the kitchen. Okay, when you talk about uh, Kevin Durant, when you talk about Devin Booker, and then when you talk about Bradley Beal, in which Bradley Beal is actually having a decent season. Okay, and then when you talk about Dallas, you got another cook in the kitchen. Of course, you got Luka. Of course, you got Kyrie. Then you got Klay Thompson. Now you're adding Jimmy. But what are they going to give up? Are they going to give up Lively, who is the anchor on your defense being the young guy that he is? Who they going to give up in Phoenix? They're going to want something. They are going to play hardball. Miami is going to play hardball. If he would have won, I agree, but we lost. No trophy. Well, but he made it to the finals, though. Not only did he make it to the finals, see, that right there, like, y'all lost in the first round without him. I like Bam Adebayo. I love Bam Adebayo. But as much as I love Bam Adebayo, yes, he's gonna be in the top 3 to 5 in defensive categories, and he had a case for a defensive player of the year within the last four seasons. Yes, but he is not going to carry a team. He's not going to carry a team. I love Bam Adebayo. You know I fuck with Bam. Okay, I know everybody kind of mad because he with my girl, Aja Wilson, fine ass. Woo, Aja Wilson, man. Nola, you about to get me on it. But anyway, he cannot carry a team like that by himself. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Butler, He is the leader. He is the motivator. He is the anchor. He plays both ends of the floor, just like Bam Adebayo does. You said Bill would have to be moved in order to get Butler. Nah, but he got a no trade clause. You got to look at that. That's why they couldn't. Nobody could do. They couldn't get Bill. If I'm not mistaken, doesn't Bradley Bill? He's got a no trade clause. You said Bill and Booker are too similar basketball style, which is free flowing. Jimmy game is mad different. Yeah, but the thing about it is, well, first and foremost, uh, wait, what? Their games are not similar. Jimmy, what's it called? Booker, as much shit as y'all talk about Booker is head and shoulders above Bradley Bill. Bradley Bill hasn't accomplished anything in the league. Okay, I mean he's been what maybe one conference final. Other than that, he was consistently, and that was when he had John Wall. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't successful without John Wall. He can't carry a team. He's like a poor man C.J. McCullough. Devin Booker, as much as we want to sit up here and not admit, Devin Booker is actually better than what's it called? Um, Bradley Beal. But Jimmy Butler has the edge on both of them. Jimmy Butler done been to the finals twice. He's been to Eastern Conference Finals, and on top of that, he plays both ends of the floor. That already right there, just that alone, the fact that he plays both ends of the floor, he's exerting more energy on both ends of the floor. That automatically puts Jimmy Butler in such a higher stratosphere than a Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying? You give me a healthy Jimmy Butler with a Kevin Durant. I'm talking about a healthy, not playing with a fucked up shoulder, not playing with a fucked up foot. Don't got this going on. Don't got that going on. You cooking with grease, man. But he couldn't go. Yeah, it was, but Bill is not a difference maker. Bill is, Bradley Bill is showing his inability to be coached. I mean, he was up in there and was acting like a little baby with Frank Vogel. Didn't want to shake the man's hand and all this other stuff. You're not a champion. You haven't accomplished anything. The fuck? You said Target and Walmart do the same shit, but Walmart is prestige. No, they're not. Neither one of them are prestige anymore. Matter of fact, Amazon is taking over. Like Walmart. I mean, if you want to get on a business level, but you getting on something else. But Walmart actually is following what Amazon is doing. Amazon has superseded Walmart and places like Target and stuff like that. You go there, there's not really that many people. Don't nobody mess with Walmart. And on top of that, it's messing up business too when you consider the shootings that go on in Walmart. When you consider the thieves that go on in Walmart, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at what happened over here in Texas. I mean, it wasn't Walmart, but you got people. That's why people don't want to go to the store no more. Motherfucker, you got to worry about going in the goddamn J.C. Penney with your kids or some shit like that. You got a motherfucker driving in there at J.C. Penney, you know what I'm saying, off of a chase. And the motherfucker didn't stop either. He kept driving in that motherfucker like this Blues Brothers and shit. But anyway, I digress. But like I said, man, you get Jimmy Butler, a healthy Jimmy Butler, you cook him with grease. Bradley Beal is a non-factor, man. He just started playing and he just started to raise his level of play or whatnot. Jimmy Butler is like one of them guys. He needs a major player on his team. He can't carry no team like that. Jimmy Butler can actually carry a team. You know what I'm saying? Devin Booker, Devin Booker, he's shown his ability throughout the course of season sometimes to carry a team, but I don't think he could do it full throttle. I don't talk down on Booker like everybody else. Sometimes I wish he would, stop letting shit get to him and stuff like that. But overall, I like Booker. He could be a little better on defense, but uh, if I'm like I said, man, if I'm Jimmy Butler, I'm aiming like at a Houston, possibly a Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? But somewhere where he's comfortable and a contender though. That's another thing too. I want him to get on a contender. Do I see Houston as a contender? I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty good. They're a pretty damn good team though this season. You know what I'm saying? And you got the emergence of Jalen Green, man. But I don't want to put him on another team where they're gonna be young and he's a veteran. He's pretty much, I ain't gonna say he's at the twilight, but he's 35 years old, man. He's 35 years old with a lot of injuries. You know what I'm saying? That makes a difference. He said, "Drop the link." Nah, you can explain yourself right here, player. You explain yourself right here. Matter of fact, I'm out here with the fam. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not opening anything up. We can conversate with it right now. So you say what you gotta say. If um if you don't want to do that, man, I mean, I'm sorry for you, brother. You know what I'm saying? But I hear your point, man. But like I said, and your point is very well taken. You know, I understand what you're saying, but we can't just. You have to look at the situation that's going on. Jimmy Butler going over there. Okay, he'll be there with a champion. He'll be there with Kevin Durant, and he'll be there with Budenholzer. I look at championship minds. And then you got Bradley Bill. I'm not Bradley Bill. Devin Booker. He's actually been to the finals. So those are three like-minded individuals right there. Who could possibly be on one accord. Phoenix is having a solid season. You know what I'm saying? So, but uh, it is what it is, man. I just wanted to get on here, man, and let y'all know the real reason why Jimmy Butler is not happy over there in Miami. Um, you know, if he happens, if he, I don't know. I'm trying to think. What if he went to San Antonio though? But nah, that wouldn't even make no sense. I'm trying to think of some places that would be a good fit for Jimmy Butler because I want him to win a championship. I want Jimmy Butler. That's another guy that I think you said. I think that the Bucks need a leadership like Jimmy. Maybe Houston or the Warriors since losing Clay. That's my thoughts. Well, like I said, I did say the Warriors. Like the Warriors, you would be filling a void. You know what I'm saying? And then now Jimmy Butler's gonna be back out in the West. I mean, he was with Minnesota for a short period of time. Um, the West though, the West you really got to be on point, man. Listen, you have teams that are ready for lunch. Okay, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Hell. Hey, listen, Kev Cook. Wait, what? Everybody, Nola Boy, everybody that's up in here. Hell, if they got the assets, I'm saying OKC would possibly be a destination, but he didn't mention OKC. But OKC is a contender. For those of y'all that don't know, Kev Cook, everybody else up in here, wait, what? Nola, Steven, everybody up in here, man. I had, I have OKC coming out the West. I got OKC coming out the West, man. You know, But I don't know. I don't know how that would work out. I don't even know if they're in position to even get Jimmy Butler. I'm talking about OKC. So what's up, Anthony? I haven't seen you in a long time. And you said no to what? Explain yourself, sir. But yeah, man, I got OKC coming out the West. Right now there's nobody on SGA's level. You know what I'm saying? Maybe except with the exception of a Morant. I think that SGA is having a better season than my guy Ant Man. I think he's having a better season than him. Ant Man is he's starting to pick it up a little bit. Yeah, they are. They're coming out the West, man. They're coming out the West. Who's gonna beat them? Who's gonna beat them, man? They're head and shoulders above everybody in the West. And last year they could have won too, Anthony, because the NBA they came out and they admitted that they made it in an officiating error. So it should have been OKC as opposed to Dallas in the Western Conference Finals. Yeah, OKC is legit. I don't know why everybody. Listen, Anthony, you're looking at OKC like they were a couple years ago, where these guys were at the bottom of the West. You can't pay attention to them. Looking at them like like how New Orleans is now. No, OKC, man, they got a backcourt for your ass. You still got Denver. I don't have Denver. I don't have Denver, man. Not at all. And like I said, I like Jokic, but see y'all. I remember when I mentioned Jokic, y'all sat up there and said, when I said Jokic is better than Embiid, y'all had the audacity to sit up there and say that I was capping. Y'all said that Denver. When we were talking about Golden State, everybody was talking about how Golden State was better, but they was still getting their ass whooped and stuff like that. Man, get up out of here with that, man. Next year, OKC. No, this year. This year. This year, man. They're gonna come out this year. They, the only people that I could see that's possibly a threat is maybe H Town and maybe Memphis. Okay, um, the Lakers, they're not beating them. Um, Golden State, if Golden State, maybe Dallas. Okay, I changed that. Maybe Dallas. Maybe Dallas. Maybe Dallas. Okay, maybe Dallas. I'm not looking at the Clippers. Um, San Antonio, none of them, and y'all know I fuck with Wimby, but nah, OKC right now, man, they pretty much they got a lot of weapons, and on top of that, I keep going back to SGA, and they got Jalen back there in the backcourt too. OKC is loaded, man. OKC is loaded. When I say OKC, it's like everybody gets shocked that I say some shit like that. Why should you be shocked? You got a guy in SGA who's an MVP candidate. Why would you be shocked about that shit? This is not the same OKC team. OKC was killing last season. Take them seriously. And on top of that, you had a coach of the year. You had a guy that was coach of the year last season. Yeah, man. Nah, yeah. OKC is for real, man. Now I don't know if they gonna win it. I don't know if they gonna win the chip. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if they win the chip. Now if you would have said that, then yeah. But look at the Mavericks. Everybody thought, oh yeah, the Mavericks were just gonna go ahead, go in there, dominate with Luka and Kyrie, and look what happened. That didn't happen. I had actually picked Minnesota to beat Dallas, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen, man. Yeah, OKC been for real. OKC been for real. They've been legit. They actually play defense, and they got guys that can actually score. You got SGA that shoots a high percentage. See, y'all look at some of these motherfuckers, man, that just, coming up in there, you know what I'm saying? They just hoisting that motherfucker up from beyond the arc. No, SGA can shoot the mid range. SGA is a slasher. SGA can finish. SGA is a playmaker. SGA can run in transition. SGA can play in the half court. SGA can move without the ball. SGA can set the screen or whatever and make that extra hockey assist. You understand what I mean? Yeah, they got time to grow. Who you got out the East? I got Boston again. I don't know, man. Um, shit, that's whoo. Now the East, maybe Boston, maybe, but New York, man. And I was looking at them today. Now, shout out to my guy Wimby. Wimby was out there killing. I know some of y'all don't like Wimby or whatever, but I fuck with Wimby. Wimby was out there showing out in Madison Square Garden. Um, but I think Jalen Brunson, he's hungry. You know. Now I'm not saying, I know you from New York and everything, Anthony. Man, maybe New York. Maybe New York. Uh, at first I did have, and the Cavs. You gotta watch out for the Cavs. Now I'm gonna say this, and some of y'all gonna disagree with me. If the Cavs don't got Jared Allen or they don't have Darius Garland, they're not going nowhere. Donovan Mitchell is not the he's not the reason. He's not the reason. He's not the reason why the Cavs the primary reason why the Cavs are doing well. It's Darius Garland and Jared Allen. And I agree with you, James. They are very young. Hold on one second, y'all. My kids. Hold on. All right, y'all. I gotta roll out. Straight to the point. I'll get at y'all later.